What's up, guys? Welcome to Ask Hansol number 2. If you don't know what Ask Hansol is, it's a series I have on this channel where I answer your guys' questions from Twitter and Facebook. Kind of like a Q&A, and you guys just get to know me a little better while I own some noobs. You know, sounds fun, right? I normally answer questions from YouTube as well, but a lot of my questions on YouTube is just like, oh, how do I beat hunters? How do I beat enhancement shamans or pharaohs? What are the best comps for fire mage? Like that kind of question I'm gonna leave to my tips and tricks videos, so you guys can wait for that. I'm gonna put out another episode this week. So yeah, anyways, the first question comes from Twitter from Conkers, and he asks, what advice would you give to new small YouTubers making WoW videos? Keep in mind, I don't really consider myself successful on YouTube yet. I might be decently well known in the WoW PvP community, but I'm far from actually successful as a YouTuber. Well, my biggest advice, I know it kind of sounds cliche, but you gotta have something unique about you, man. Like, you gotta have a niche that, you know, kind of forces people to come watch you. I know that kind of sounds bad, but for example, for me, I post like high rated Gladiator 2400 Fire Mage gameplay, and I don't think you can find that really anywhere else. I guess there's some people that stream Fire Mage gameplay, and there's also a couple people that make Fire Mage YouTube videos, but I don't think they're actually frequent with it. So you got to do something that people aren't used to seeing, because then it just makes it kind of interesting, right? First of all, like if you play like an underdog spec, like a fire spec, or like enhance or boomkin, you know, people are gonna want to see that stuff. It's just interesting, and if you can own with it, that makes it even better, right? A little tip I can give you is, if you're planning to like try to make a little bit of money on YouTube, this is where I messed up, because you know, copyright music, make sure if you use music in your videos to have permission from the artist before using it. Because when I started YouTube, I had no idea you can make money from just making videos. It was ridiculous when I found out. So like my first like 20 videos, like I started making videos in January 2011, and up to April 2012, which is when I actually got partnered, every video of mine was copyright music. I would just use music from my favorite bands. I would just do whatever I want. And then it was a very sad day for me when I got partnered. Well, I was happy, obviously, but at the same time I was really sad, because I had to delete all my old videos, which is ridiculous, because that, you know, those are like ancient relics for me. It's kind of where I started, but now I don't have them anymore, so I'm kind of sad. But no, so yeah, if you're trying to start YouTube and make money from it, make sure you use non-copyright music, or if it is copyright, just get permission from the artist by like contacting their manager through Facebook, their emails or whatever. And also, when I started getting known is when I started making PvP movies. Not PvP videos, but PvP movies. If you don't know what PvP movies are, where you been, man? Because like, do you guys know the website Warcraft Movies? These are like videos that, like, nowadays on YouTube it's all about like posting stream VODs and just doing videos like what I'm doing right now. So I don't want to sound hypocritical, but when you make a movie, you actually work on it for a long time. You put a lot of effort into it. Like for me, like Hansol 4 just came out a couple weeks ago. You guys have seen it, right? I worked on that video for like a month straight, and those kind of videos are what brings new subscribers to my channel. Like this type of video, I don't think anyone's gonna watch this and subscribe to me. Maybe they will, but you know, my movies are where I actually kind of grow. My channel actually grows a lot, and I get new viewers coming, because, you know, those vids are good, you know. Like, people notice when you put effort into stuff. So yeah, that's what my biggest tip would be, is do something unique and also make a PvP movie about it. And then once you start getting those viewers, then you can just branch out and start doing like arena commentaries. Because if you just do the same thing all the time, like arena videos only, then it kind of gets repetitive and boring, you know. I try to mix things up on my channel. Whether I do arena videos too, it's not bad to do. But you know, I do arena montages. I also do arena commentaries. I also do Q&A videos like this one. I do PvP movies, as I said before. I also do dueling videos. I also do PvP guides, tips and tricks, so people can learn from them. I've learned, but from doing this YouTube thing for quite some time, I've learned that a lot of the people are just on YouTube to try to learn and try to get better at playing the game. And there's two groups of people. There's people that want to learn, and then there's also people that just want to be entertained. So, like I said, just mix it up, and you should be good to go. So the next question comes from Stefan, and he asks, "How were you introduced to WoW, and which class did you immediately start playing?" So this is kind of a long story, but I'll try to make it short. First of all, in like middle school or junior high, whatever you would like to call it, my best friend in junior high, he started playing WoW, and we gamed together in the past a lot. We played other MMOs. I used to be really into like Asian, Korean MMOs, like the grindy ones, like FlyFF and Rose Online. Some of you guys might know what that is. Probably most of you don't. But one day he started playing WoW, and like he tried so hard to get me into the game. I made like a trial account like 5 different times, but I never really got into it. I think the first class I made was a Night Elf Druid. I got it to like level 6 and then I quit. And then a month later I would remake a Night Elf Druid and get it to like level 9 and then I'd quit. And then eventually 1 month I would get it to like level 12, and then my friend was so proud of me that I got over level 10, so he gave me a gold, and I was like, oh my god, a gold? Because like for me, I was so used to just seeing copper and silver. Seeing like a gold color was like amazing. But yeah, and then I ended up quitting again. But after a while, I think it was in Wrath of the Lich King, I used to be a huge Swifty fanboy. You know when he used to make those duels versus best of each class videos? Those were really epic. After watching them, they were outstanding. I was just mind blown, and I couldn't help but make a warrior. You know, I actually got it to 80, which is crazy. That was like, I kind of felt like I was such a huge noob back then. I didn't even know what arenas were. I just thought once you hit 80, the game was like over. Even though I was a huge MMO player, I don't know, I was still a very big noob. Then eventually, someone hacked my account, started like farming on it, and then it got banned because people thought it was like Chinese farmers or whatever. So I quit it again. I quit again. I mean, I quitted. So I quit again, and eventually I found this video on YouTube. Some of you guys might know it. It's called the MAGE song, the Mage song. It's made by Nim. He's kind of like a WoW music producer. You guys need to go check it out if you haven't. I'll leave a link in the description below. It's a Blood Elf male mage rapping over I think it's an Ice Cube song. I forget who it's by, or 50 Cent maybe. After watching that video, I couldn't help but make a mage. That's when the Wrath came out, in Wrath. So my friend recruited me, and I actually got to 80. And eventually, I just found some videos on YouTube. It was by the name of Fire Major Guru, or Anaxasaurus, you guys might know him as. And watching those videos, he used to do like 1v3s back in Kata. I don't know if he makes videos anymore, but after watching those, I couldn't help but go fire. And that's where it all started, man. It took a lot of quitting and coming back to eventually get to where I am now. But you know, that's how it started. Now my channel is bigger than his, I think. But that's because he doesn't like post anymore. I don't think he even plays anymore. But yeah, that's how it started, man. It's a long story, but next question is from Eunice. He asks, "Are you planning to be on BlizzCon 2014?" So I don't actually really understand this question. Do you mean like playing the tournaments, be on BlizzCon 2014, or just be at the convention just for like fun? As for the tournament, probably not. I've never been like a huge MLG player. I do play a little competitively, but I've recently gotten into competitive play this expansion, so I'm not like an old school player. So I highly doubt I'll be getting into like tournaments anytime soon. But as for going to BlizzCon, like just the convention, maybe. Like, to be honest, I've never actually been to a convention. I just play video games. I don't like go to conventions about video games. Just doesn't really interest me very much. I'm not saying it's not fun because I've never been to it. I would never know, but it just never interested me. But maybe I will. We'll see. If I do, I'll let you guys know in another video, or I'll update you guys. Don't worry. But yeah, that's my answer for now. Jake asks, "How does it feel to be the rank 1 Fire Mage US?" So this is pretty crazy. The only reason I'm rank 1 as Fire Mage right now, the only reason I'm the highest rated Fire Mage right now is because all the best Fire Mages quit. Like for example, Volkazar, he actually played in tournaments and stuff. He was like the best Fire Mage ever, but he actually quit playing because Fire isn't very good anymore. And also Spoil stopped playing. Also, Snare God was one of the best Fire Mages as well, but then he started playing Frost now because just Frost is so much better. So yeah, that just leaves me alone in the dark, where I think I'm like the only one that actually sticks to Fire now on the US servers. So it's cool. It's awesome that I'm the highest rated Fire Mage, but at the same time, it's not as rewarding as it would be because I'm like the only high rated player that plays Fire. So I guess that's cool, but you know, it's nothing crazy to be really proud about. Next question comes from Alaska, and she asks, "Are you single?" Well, Alaska, why don't you come and find out? No, I'm just kidding. Well, to be completely serious, I am single. I've been single for a long time now. If I were to date a girl, then I think she would have to be an uber gamer like me. Like, not necessarily be good at games, but just play them. Because if she wasn't a gamer, I don't think she would appreciate the fact that I play so much games. And so yeah, I think we would have to have that common ground at least. Ever since I started playing like competitively and started pushing for rating and titles, I haven't really had much of a social life. Most of my socializing is online. I know that kind of sounds sad to some of you guys, but it's crazy because some of the friends I've actually made online, I feel like I know them just as much as my best friend in real life. Like, I know how they sound, I know how they look, I know how they taste. I just know so much about them. It just feels like they're my friend in real life. I know that sounds crazy, but another question comes in from Ness, and he asks, "Do you study?" And by "do you study," I'm pretty sure he means like, am I in school? Right now I'm actually 18 years old. I'm about to turn 19, and I'm not in college or university. Right now I'm just doing my YouTube thing, and I used to post like a video once every 2 weeks, but I don't know if you've noticed, but I've actually upped my quantity of my videos. So like, starting from once every 2 weeks, now I'm posting 2 videos per week, which is a huge improvement. It's a good start. If I could do this full time, I mean, that'd be amazing. I don't know if I could do it, but I think I have what it takes. I just gotta stop being lazy and start posting more. I think that's my biggest problem. So yeah, I think, as long as you guys continue supporting me, I think we could make this something really cool. Okay. Next question comes from Manuel, and this is a really important question to me. He asks, "What are your thoughts on Wildstar?" If you guys don't know what Wildstar is, it's a new MMO coming next year, spring of next year. And I'm not the type of player that just hops on any MMO that comes out. Like, I remember when Star Wars: The Old Republic came out, everyone thought it was gonna be the best game ever. I tried the beta, and it felt like I was playing a single player game. In a multiplayer environment. I don't know, it just didn't really appeal to me, so I never actually bought the game. As for Guild Wars 2, I was really excited about that game. I played it. I went ham. I played like 24/7, and I got to like level 80 in less than a week or something. And it was a good game. It was really fun, but there was just no end game to it, which was very disappointing because like the questing was actually enjoyable on like WoW's questing system. But the end game, they just didn't plan anything for it, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess, what do you expect from a game that doesn't have a monthly fee? You just pay once and play it. But as for Wildstar, it's really crazy because their main focus is on end game, which they call Elder Game. It's kind of going to be like old school WoW. So for those of you that are old school WoW players, it's going to have like a 40-man raiding, even though I'm not really into PvE, but that sounds really cool. I never got to experience like Burning Crusade and stuff, so maybe I'll get to do it now. They're also going to have like open world PvP. Obviously they're going to have arenas, which if they weren't doing arenas, I probably wouldn't play it because I'm a core PvP player, as you guys might know. So a competitive game is always my type of game. They also have something called like war plots, which is kind of like raided battlegrounds, but it's kind of like a huge war, so it's not just a 10v10. I think it goes up to like 40v40 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta do more research, but it's not just a raided game, but you can also add like tanks and sieges and all this cool stuff, and you can also even add like a raid boss, which is crazy to me. Like if you down a raid boss, you can add it to the war on your team. I don't know, it just sounds ridiculous. Like the art style of the game is very cartoony, which might not appeal to some of you guys. So, but I mean, I don't really care about the art style. It's kind of cool, I guess, but to me the actual gameplay is more important. Alright, okay, so the last question comes from Skylar. He asks, "Hansol, do you ever get tempted to take the easy route with Frost, man?" I'm not asking because I like Frost more. I'm fire all the way. But it's a hell of a challenge out there. Then again, I know you like a good challenge like me. Haha. Was just curious on your input, brother. Okay, so come on, man. What kind of question is that? You know me better. You know me better. So the first spec I played was Frost, but this is when I was like a 1600 player. Then I started playing Fire, and I never really got anywhere as Frost, but that's because I was a huge noob back then, and I never really tried playing seriously. And it wasn't until after a few months, after playing Fire, I started playing for real. And now that I'm somewhat decent at Fire, there's no point in me playing Frost. There's no point in me to play Frost. Like, if I can play at the high rating, like 24, 2300 as Fire, and it's more fun to me, what would be the point of playing Frost, you know? So yeah, that's my answer, man. If you feel like you're having troubles, because I know it's a hard world out there, a lot of people don't want to play with fire mages. Don't be ashamed to try Frost, man. I mean, there's no hurt in it. Maybe later, once you like tighten the screws a little bit, you can go back to fire. But you know, just do what you want. Don't let others bring you down. Just yeah, make your own decisions, man. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. I know my commentary is not as smooth when it comes to these kind of commentaries. Like, the segues are just terrible. But let me know what you guys thought. Also, leave me more questions down below, and maybe you'll be chosen to be in the next video. I know I didn't answer any YouTube comments, but if I get some interesting ones on this video, I will do it for the next one. Keep burning shit, guys.
Should I